Nah.
Um,
Okay, I'm gonna just knock this one out because I don't know how much I care about this one. It is Pride Month, and
right.
Nickelodeon Nickelodeon put this thing out where like she was celebrating Pride Month, and one of the people that was getting the most attention was SpongeBob. So everybody was talking about how SpongeBob is gay and all that other stuff. Now, for most people, it's kind of like a no brainer, but I know there was actually a big debate on Twitter that people are arguing about, SpongeBob sexuality and all that stuff. So, two questions: do you care? And if you do care, do you think this is pandering?
Okay, so I'll go first. So, do I care? Not really, but not in the sense that, oh, like is SpongeBob being gay or whatever. Like, not like that's fine. What I don't care about is the discussion afterward. Niggas really sitting there debating about, what is he, what is he, what is he like, bruh. It's SpongeBob. We been you the nigga like, was sus. That he's been sus ever since, as long as I could remember. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean sus to like degrade anybody, but like that's just the mentality that we had when we was boys growing up. We see SpongeBob do some real questionable things, and then you'll be like, okay, SpongeBob, you 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 a little in the closet there, aren't you? You know what I'm saying? But and then again, SpongeBob is being himself, and first and foremost, he's just unapologetically himself. So like that's the point of the show. I don't think as little kids is really worrying about whether the nigga gay or not. Also, it was confirmed that he was asexual. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people was confused about that. It's like, wait, the creator confirmed that he was asexual. Also, in the tweet, it never
He's
explicitly said that he was gay. It said LGBT cartoon characters and their allies. That's what the tweet specifically said. There was nowhere in that tweet where it specifically said SpongeBob SquarePants is gay. But because SpongeBob was confirmed asexual, there is actually a term for that: asexual homoromantic, which means you don't particularly. So it basically means you have romantic feelings towards the same sex, but you don't have sexual feel like a sexual impulse. You know what I mean? So like he's not gonna fuck Patrick, but he gonna love him. But he gonna love Squidward. You know what I'm saying? Or like he not gonna fuck Squidward, but he likes Squidward, as he said in that episode. But on that, shout out to SpongeBob. The show funny as shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? SpongeBob. It's like one of those shows that you can watch to this day, and it just still crack you up for no fucking reason because the show's just fucking retarded. But the show is great anyway. So shout out to SpongeBob. You know, and 90s gays will fuck you up.
And he was made in '99, so he
90,
kind of count.
uh,
Dion, you got anything?
I'm just thinking to myself, why is that? Why does that even need to be a thing? Like it just baffles me. It's just like is that really important?
I
It's
mean,
a it's a
I
kids it's
mean,
a it's a kids show.
but yeah, at the same
Uh,
time, but like at the same time, like people want to feel included. You know what I'm saying? So if they want to say SpongeBob is gay, I mean, I don't personally have an issue with it. But to somebody, it may be a big issue. You know what I'm saying? When Black Panther came out, we made it a huge issue, and white people just looking at us like, look at these fucking niggers, man,
Niggering it up.
niggering it up. And we don't want to do that. You don't want to do that to the gay people. Like, look at these freaking moist ass people having freaking homoing it up. Like, nah, let them have this one.
Is that it, Dion?
yeah, basically, it's just yeah,
Okay.
people are doing too much over a kids cartoon.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this. I think SpongeBob should belong on a Mount Rushmore's of cartoons. Um, like it's one of those. It's to me, it's like top five greatest cartoons ever. After first five seasons at least. After a while, I think it should have died a long time ago, like The Simpsons. But but I feel like this is one of those things where it could be both. Like for those that do care, but I also do think it is pandering a little bit because one thing I've noticed about some of these when it is Pride Month, and don't get me wrong, LGBT should have their month. I don't like let them have their month. Black History we have our months and all that other stuff. Let them have their month. I can really care. I can really care less. They want to do their thing. Let them do their thing. My thing is, I think a lot of companies do pander, and I do kind of look at this as pandering. As most companies do this too. It's just like especially when people kind of like put them on the spot, and then it's like when they say, "How are you helping the LGBT community?" when they don't do a damn thing. So, in order for most of these companies to like get them off their best, they like change their logo to a rainbow signal and say, "I support LGBT rights." And so they'll just do that, and then now they leave me the fuck alone. I feel like Nickelodeon did this just so people can leave them the fuck. I do. I feel like Nickelodeon did this just so like the LGBT can leave them the fuck alone. Now the thing about SpongeBob is like everybody said, nigga done some suspect shit. It's not like SpongeBob is just like he's always been like this hyper masculine dude. Nah, there's been many a times where like he's been in a dress, he's been wearing lipstick, and he's fucking he was a mom to a fucking clam and all that other stuff. If you don't follow SpongeBob episodes, you done seen it.
He
Patrick
really
like
likes
less than
Squidward.
yeah, the way he be like ogling Squidward and shit. So it's one of those things where I feel like it could be both. It's one of those things where it can be both. It's just like SpongeBob maybe is kind of gay, but at the same time, this shit is pandering because some people just do it just to leave them the fuck alone. It's just all that. We'll sell you these LGBT shits on top of that. Now, if the LGBT wants to be pandered, that's on them. But I know black people, we don't like being pandered, so that's why we kind of look at it as like, ugh. I can like when black people see like obvious pandering, like Hillary Clinton, we kind of like throw our face in disgust because like, all right, you ain't got to kiss our fucking asses and all that other stuff. Especially, I know you don't believe it.
Yeah, the only niggas that like that shit are like coons.
Right. And all that other stuff. It's just like I know me personally, I don't like to be pandered to. I tell people all the time. It's like the whole thing with like when white people like confess their white guilt to me, it's like I don't fucking care. It's like it's cool. There's people that, want that and they can have it. But to me it's just like it's one of those things where I don't fucking care. And also I want to point this out because this is just to be quick. If y'all gonna because I always wanted to, I think there should be LGBTQ representation in children's cartoons. The parents have to but I think it's up to the parents for them to watch it or not and all that other stuff. Obviously, like it is 2020, like they're out there and they're more prevalent, they're more out there than all. It's not as taboo as it was back then and all that other stuff. There's a lot of adult shows that have good writing for LGBT characters like Pose. I think Pose is a very good, well-written show. I think Empire was really well written too. I think Jamal even though he was a dot, I thought he was a well-written character. He's a terrible thought. I think Empire was a well-written show when they talked about LGBTQ issues and all that stuff. Pose, like I said, is I think it's one of the best shows on TV. And I just finished season 2 and all that other stuff, and I thought that show was great. I do feel like the kids is like a lot of them, they're scared to do it, and I think it's because it's like, how do you explain LGBT to a bunch of kids? I don't think some of them don't know how to do it. And I know some people like it should be easy you treat them like regular folks, but let's be real, some of them don't feel that way, and some of them do have homophobic views. So how do you fucking like explain that to children and all that other stuff? And I know Korra was considered gay, but at the same time, if anybody watched Korra, like the way they revealed her was kind of like, eh? It was like people looked at it as like really. And the same thing with Mr. Ratburn when Mr. Ratburn got married. It was just like, what? It's just like, so I feel like
it was funny. Not to cut you off, it was funny because when I saw that shit, I was like, all right. And then I just went on about my day.
and that's how most people are. But to me, when I saw that, because the whole thing is like at the beginning of the episode, they're looking for a woman, and then next thing you know, he's married to a man and all that other stuff. So I've always said that's lazy writing. I feel like if you're going to put this, if you're going to have LGBTQ representation, at least make it good. I didn't watch. I haven't seen She-Ra. I guess that has like a bunch of LGBTQ representation in it, but I haven't seen She-Ra. But I've also heard that show's not good either. So I'm not sure. I don't have the patience to watch that because I'm not really a big She-Ra fan. So I had to be a big She-Ra fan to watch that too anyway and all that other stuff. But
you want to know what we should do? We should just have a weekend and just watch a whole bunch of LGBT shows.
What do you think we should start with? Queer as Folk? Because I haven't seen, because Queer as Folk's like 90s gay shit.
I mean, yeah, we can start with that, but I want to watch the white LGBT shows. Those are the ones I want to watch. I want to see what they can come up with when it comes to representation. Because I feel like with Pose, because the cast is majority like people of color, that show is really fucking good. So I want to watch those shows and like see like the difference. Because I feel this is gonna sound kind of fucked up, but I kind of don't care. I kind of feel like when it comes to LGBT, that's another thing black people carry. Like it was a black trans woman that started the whole Stonewall riots thing, and trans/drag culture was basically started by black and Hispanic people of that community. So they kind of carry, like, even when you see white gay people, like especially white gay men, they be acting like caricatures of black women and shit. So I feel like when it comes to the LGBT issues, and not like the LGBT in general, but like the white LGBT, a lot of them like to, for lack of a better term, copy black people.
But
I do feel that way.
Everyone.
Yeah, but they do it to a point where it's just like, wow, you really,
yeah, for real. Like even black women have to like get them together and be like, hey, like stop that shit. Like now you just, I've seen a lot of that. Black women be checking the fuck out of them white gay folks.
Yeah, at one point it started becoming a problem.
What was his name? Landon Romano or whatever. Him, they be on his neck.
And okay, so anyway, that's on my spill. It's just like if we're gonna, I do think it's pandering, but I don't mind LGBTQ representation in children's, right? But it has to be good. Like it does have to be good, and that's all I'm asking for. If you're gonna put it in there, make it good. Anything else before we get into our final thoughts?
Nah.
All right. Then on that note, we're going to get into our final thoughts. And I want to start with Dion.
Do something about what's been happening